When it comes to finding the right shoe, you need to know your foot and you need to take the wet test.
Hi, it's Lucy and welcome back to my channel. So I wanted to post up this video just because I've had quite a few girls on YouTube just ask me, how can they find a really good training shoe and what training shoes would I recommend? Well, the thing is, I've got loads of pairs of trainers. As you can see in all my workout videos, I've got ones in just near enough every single colour. But the most important thing is actually it isn't necessarily about the brand. It is just about finding the right comfortable fitting shoe for you. And what I do recommend to all my clients, which is the most important thing to do, is to understand and learn about what foot shape you are. And there's a really good technique that I suggest that you do, and it's called the wet test. Now for this, all you need to do is you just literally dip your foot in a bowl of water, and then you have either a brown paper bag, or you could just use a big bit of white paper, and you just step your footprint, wet footprint, onto that bit of paper. Then what it will do, it will show you what type of arch your foot has. So you might be a medium arch, you might have a flat arch, or you might have a high arch. And what that does is that tells you how your foot sits. And this is where it's a really good way, once you know what sort of arch you have, you can then find the perfect shoe for you. So I don't really necessarily, I'm not endorsing any brands, what I'm just saying is establish what foot shape you have, and then it is so much easier when you go into a sports shop. You can say, I have a high arch, I want to have a running shoe, and then they'll be able to advise you on what the best shoe is. And something for running and CrossFit and HIIT training, I find I like trainers that have got quite a bendy sort of sole, because for me that just means I get really good flexibility in my foot, because then if we're changing directions, that's really good. If I'm doing something where I'm kind of just power walking on a harder surface, then something where it's a bit more of a structured shoe is really good for that. So I'm going to run through with you now how you can do this wet test, because after all, it is important that we get the right shoe for you, just like Cinderella had to have the right shoe to fit her foot.
So this test is really simple to do. All you need to do as I said, you could do it on a brown paper bag or simply just a bit big enough piece of white paper. You want to put your foot, so you place the whole of your foot so it's immersed in water. Then when you take it out, then stand that wet foot on the bag or the bit of paper, and it will leave a footprint. Now you can see on here we've got the three examples of the flat arch, the medium arch and the high arch. So once you've got your wet footprint, what I recommend you do is just draw with a pen, draw around it, so then you've got record of that, and just have a look and compare it to whatever one of those arches it looks most like, and that is you then discovering what foot shape you have, so you can match the perfect trainer to your foot. If you find you've got the flat arch, that means you want a trainer which supports an overpronation. If you find you've got the medium arch, then you just need a neutral running shoe or training shoe. And then for the high arch, supination. So just write this down, and as I said, it's just such a good thing to know, especially as these trainers, you're going to be working out in them. It's important we get the right shoe for you.
So I hope that all makes sense, and as I said, you don't have to spend lots of money. There are loads of different brands of trainers, and also each brand has sort of a more expensive version and a cheaper version. But one thing I would say is, health and fitness is such an important part of our lives that it is worth investing also in a pair of trainers that you like the look of and that are a nice funky colour, because they are in a way going to be the most important shoes in your wardrobe on there. So if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and keep coming back to me with all your comments, and I will try and answer them. And I've got lots of new workouts, and I've got some really exciting nutrition coming up very soon on my channel as well.